What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is up? Welcome back to another episode of the Tyreek Told You podcast. Yes, I know it's late. I know it's late. It was a busy week. It was a lot going on. I couldn't even get a haircut. That's why I'm wearing a do-rag. I know y'all be saying, Tyreek, you bald. Why do you have on a do-rag? Because my hair still grows back. And whatever is going on underneath here is my business, not yours. So we're just going to have on the do-rag for now. Focus less on the do-rag, focus more on the dashiki. Ooh, because it's still Black History Month. So, we got to stay in theme. But yeah, sorry about being late. I feel like I'm apologizing for being late every week now. That's not good. But hey, I'm just starting out. I'm still getting a handle of this. You know, Life is hectic, but you know what? You always gotta have bare minimums. As long as I'm giving y'all one episode a week, I think I'm doing okay. We're going to work on getting like a steady schedule, you know, giving y'all something to look forward to. But shit, for now, you get what you get. Anyway, what's been going on this week? A whole lot. Last week we talked about the Pakistani princess, Onijah Robinson. Well, apparently this week she's the Duchess of Dubai and perhaps a prison princess because word around town is that she was taken into custody in Dubai. Now, this hasn't really been confirmed. It's just like a lot of hearsay, but the hear is saying and the saying is hearing. They said she was on a flight back to New York and like there were some undercover cops on the plane and they detained her. And now she's in Dubai custody. I hope it's not true. I won't be surprised if it is true. That lady, she has some mental health issues and she really needs to be home and like under some type of supervised care. So we're just going to hope the best for Onijah, you know, bring our queen home. So last week, my episode on the In My Bag podcast was released. Shout outs to John. Thank you so much for having me on. It was a great time. And I think I told you this, but you low key inspired me because, like, I like the way his podcast is set up. It's in a studio. He has guests on, he's doing interviews, there's a conversation being had. And I keep saying, like, I think my podcast could go a lot further if I had like another person in the room. And like, I really do want to move into a studio space. And being in the studio space as a guest on somebody else's podcast, that just kind of confirmed it to me. So that's definitely maybe a midterm goal of mine for the podcast is to like get into a studio, have people on, talk to people, maybe other TikTokers, YouTubers, just people I think are interesting. And let's just hope they say yes. But definitely go and check out the In My Bag podcast. He asked some really, really, really good questions, really had me thinking. I had a very, very good time. And, I look forward to working with you again in the future, John. So thank you again for having me. I keep like looking over at my monitor over here. My skin looks really, really good. I just did my nighttime skincare routine, which I normally skip because, I be too high to remember. Well, no, not too high to remember. I just get high and I get tired and I just go to bed. Okay, once I'm tired, I don't give a damn about no PM skincare routine, but I did it today. So hooray for me. Also, during the winter months, I don't want to be putting on tretinoin and all that stuff because, like, I feel like it already dries out your face enough. I just don't think it's necessary when it's cold and dry outside. In the summer months, definitely. But child, when it's cold outside, I'm gonna skip that tretinoin. I put it on tonight, and ooh, the skin is really skinning. And like against this, gosh, the colors are just working today. Shout outs to being black. Shout outs to black people. Shout outs to Africa. Hmm. The Super Bowl was last Sunday. Shout outs to the Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all really did y'all big one. I don't even know who y'all was playing. That's how irrelevant it was because y'all just blew them out of the water. But of course, I did not tune in for no damn football. It was all about the halftime show. It was all about Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick, that was a really, really good halftime show. I know people had their different opinions, and that's fine. People are allowed to not like things, but I definitely enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the message. I enjoyed Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam. Pause for just a second because I have to address Madam Joyce over there in the UK. Now, I actually like Madam Joyce. I know like she gets a lot of flack, but the clips that I've seen of her and her podcast, I think she's pretty fun, pretty cool, kind of funny. I like her. But she definitely missed the mark in her critique of the Super Bowl. Not because she didn't like it. Again, you're allowed to not like things. It's just that like as she was going into it and breaking down all the details, you quickly realized she had no clue what she was watching, like at all. She referred to Samuel L. Jackson's character as Uncle Tom. I've never in my life heard somebody confuse Uncle Sam and Uncle Tom. That in and of itself, you are clearly not from over here. But Madam Joyce is unfortunately getting dragged by the American side of TikTok, as well as the British side of TikTok, because apparently they don't care for her too much over there either. And now Nigerian TikTok is also dragging her because apparently she says something about them too. Madam Joyce, you just got to do a little more research before we start talking. I mean, you're only human, things happen, but um, just apologize, I guess, and try to do better next time. If you want to apologize, I don't think your apology will be accepted, but hey, do what you got to do. Um, not Drake, Kendrick performed Not Like Us. The whole stadium was saying A minor. Uh he couldn't so I guess he legally couldn't call Drake a pedophile at the Super Bowl, but the crowd said it for him. And then like he just turned into one of the best memes ever, walking around in his little jeans with a little smirk before he says, "Hey Drake." But yeah. Kendrick, this was a great year for you. Um, keep being you and and shit, congratulations. I don't know what to say. You just performed at the Super Bowl. And Wayne, I'm sure you'll get your chance too. I promise. Donald Trump renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. I didn't know he had the authority to do that, but now I know. You learn something new every day. And since we're just changing the names of places, I feel like Thailand should be renamed Thailand, like change it from THAI to TY, like me. And that can be a part of my dominion. Also, give me Taiwan also. I know there's like some beef with America and China about who gets Taiwan. Just give it to me and change the spelling to TYWAN. And that can just be like my realm. Onijah, she's Empress of the Middle East. I'm going to take those territories over in Asia, the Thai countries. And, Trump can have the Gulf of America. I feel like that makes the most sense. I think the world would agree with me. It's crazy because, like, it's Valentine's Day, but everybody's breaking up and getting divorced. Kanye West and his wife, Bianca Censori, have both filed for divorce. I don't know why. I guess Bianca was tired of dressing naked everywhere they go. I've seen that girl's behind more than I've seen her face. I didn't even know she had a name until recently. I can almost went in the wrong direction. I can tell you just about everything about that woman's body because, she's showing it to us all the time, but I couldn't tell you her name. So yeah, Kanye went and paraded her around like a naked Barbie doll. And now they're calling it quits. And if that wasn't enough, Apollo Nida and his new wife are also filing for divorce. Apollo Nida is Phaedra Parks' ex-husband from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Many of us remember him chasing her around the garage with a power drill and her saying, "Go away from me with this." Well, he did go away from her because he went to prison. And then, he married Sherien and they did not make it to forever. So let's read this Us Week. No, this isn't Us Weekly. Let's read this In Touch Weekly article about this supposed breakup. Real Housewives of Atlanta. Is this recording? You better be recording. Okay, okay, okay. It's recording. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Phaedra Parks' ex-husband Apollo Nida was hit with divorce papers by his current wife Sherien Copes, who accused him of adultery and cruel treatment. In Touch can exclusively report. The adultery does not surprise me. I mean, say what you want about Apollo, that's a good-looking man. A good-looking man is not going to be faithful. An ugly man won't be faithful, so a good-looking one, absolutely not. And he's famous, girl. According to court documents obtained by In Touch, Shireen filed for divorce from Apollo, 46, on February 7th. 46 years old, my goodness. In her filing, she listed the date of marriage as October 14th, 2022, and the date of separation as November 1st, 2023. Damn. 2023 it's 2025 if you didn't know. I know like time just kind of imploded on itself and none of this makes sense anymore. But 2023, that was a long time ago. Shireen said she was not asking for alimony from Apollo. In her filing, she claimed the marriage was irretrievably broken and there is no hope that we can get back together. In addition, she claimed Apollo subjected her to cruel treatment and that he had sexual intercourse with someone during their marriage and that he was intentionally and continually deserted me for at least a year. Hmm. What do you mean he deserted you? Like, did he leave you on the side of the road or something? I'm not trying to make a joke out of that. I'm just genuinely asking. In this picture of Apollo, they have him wearing like these black Giuseppe sneakers. Do y'all remember when like Giuseppes were popping in like the early 2010s? All the scammers had a pair of Giuseppes. I guess he's bringing them back. I don't know. Well, Apollo, you was a scammer, right? So I guess it makes sense that you would have that shoe. How appropriate. She wrote, Apollo has committed adultery multiple times throughout our relationship. Apollo refused to seek professional help with his mental health issues, and instead, he emotionally and physically abused me and brought great emotional abuse to his stepdaughter. That is awful. I'm never going to laugh at domestic violence. In her filing, she asked the court to grant her a divorce, divide up the marital property and debts. On the same day, Shireen filed an alleged settlement agreement she reached with Apollo that was signed in October. The alleged deal read, the party shall continue to live in marital home and each one shall be free from all interference and control by the other, as fully as if unmarried, and each may reside at such place until both parties find a suitable home and all asset division has been agreed upon. They basically don't have nowhere to go, and they probably can't afford to live on their own. Kind of like Kim and Croy. That is a hot mess. Apollo also waived his right to collect spousal support per the deal. The exes said they did not have any joint debt to handle. Well, does Shireen have money? Does Apollo have money? Ugh. The alleged settlement agreement included a permanent restraining order requiring Apollo not to harass or stalk his ex-wife. The alleged deal also stated, by consenting to this, Apollo in no way admits that such acts were ever done in the past, but agrees not to engage in such acts in the future. The deal appeared to be signed by both parties in October 2024, but was not submitted in court until this week. When contacted for comment on Shireen's allegations, Apollo told In Touch, "I did not agree to anything. We will have to have our day in court. A lot of that language is false." As In Touch first reported back in March 2024, Apollo was arrested over alleged simple assault following an incident with Shireen. Hmm. This is a long article. Okay, it's only two more paragraphs. The drama started after Shireen called police claiming Apollo had gotten physical with her. The police report says Shireen told officers she came home after a night out with a friend. Apollo and Shireen both accused the other of cheating when she got home, according to the police report. Shireen claimed Apollo showed her a video of her kissing another man, which led to him pulling her hair and pushing her against the refrigerator. She said they got into a scuffle and she ran outside for help. She claimed she went back inside to get her phone and Apollo was gone. According to the report, Shireen showed officers surveillance video of the verbal altercation, but none of the alleged physical altercation was on the footage. Apollo told officers that he tried to take Shireen's phone during an argument. He said she balled up on the ground to protect her phone, but he was still able to retrieve the device. He said he said his then wife ran outside for help, but he ran after her to give her the phone. Officers noted that neither party had any marks or bruises. Apollo was taken into the local jail and booked on a charge of simple assault. He was released on $3,000 bond. Prosecutors officially charged him with one misdemeanor. Prosecutors officially charged him with one misdemeanor count of simple battery and family violence against Apollo. I'm not reading the rest of the article, but I get the gist. It was a tumultuous relationship, and they decided to part ways. Good for them. In other news, P. Diddy is suing NBC Universal for $100 million. So yeah, he filed a defamation suit because they're making a documentary about him called Making of a Bad Boy. And I guess he's trying to protect his reputation from behind bars. Ah, good luck with that. Sean Diddy Combs sued NBC Universal and Peacock for $100 million in New York State court on Wednesday morning. The defamation lawsuit stems from the streamers? Oh, I guess Peacock is the streamer. The defamation lawsuit stems from the streamer's Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy documentary, which serves as an expose for all current allegations the rapper is facing. For nearly a century, NBC has been a trusted name in news, a leader in broadcasting important stories to citizens who depend on reputable media to stay informed, states the lawsuit, obtained by The Wrap, grossly exploiting this trust and shamelessly capitalizing on the public's insatiable appetite for content about Mr. Combs and the lead up to his criminal trial. Defendants made a conscious decision to line their own pockets at the expense of truth, decency, and basic standards of professional journalism. Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy, premiered on Peacock on January 14th. How did I miss that? Did y'all see this documentary? Let me know. The doc features interviews from colleagues, assistants, and others close to Combs, all of whom shedded light on their time with the music mogul. The documentary also makes claims about the rapper's alleged involvement with ex Kim Porter's death, as well as accuses him of sexually assaulting minors. The lawsuit states there is not a shred of evidence to support the claims. Hmm. Well, hey, if I didn't do those things, I would sue too. If the problem is, it's Diddy. And it's hard to believe that you did not do those things. So let's see what comes of it. Let's also see what comes of your current criminal charges because, they keep denying your bail and your bond. At this point, you need to hope for a Trump pardon. Well, on a more positive note, let's get into our Black History Month segment or Blistery. I think that's what I called it last week. This week, we are going to talk about Ernie Barnes Jr. So, who was Ernie Barnes Jr.? You've probably seen a lot of his work before and just didn't know it, but let's shed some light on him. Ernest Ernie Eugene Barnes Jr., born July 15th, 1938, was an African American painter, well known for his unique style of elongation and movement. He was also a professional football player, actor, and author. Ernie Barnes's involvement with art began at an early age, like most gifted adult artists. However, when he reached high school, his creative endeavors were temporarily detoured in his determination to become a successful athlete. In part, this was a response to the demands of peer pressure, which can be so strong at that age. He graduated from his high school a hero and star football player, and with 26 full athletic scholarships to choose from, he chose North Carolina Central University and a major in art. After college, he continued in an illustrious professional athletic career, but never let his love for football overshadow his love for art. Football gave him an enormous satisfaction of achievement, of being able to do something extremely difficult and do it well. Art, however, allowed him the privilege to interpret for the public his concepts of the relationship between art and life. At age 18, on a college art class field trip to the newly desegregated North Carolina Museum of Art in Raleigh, Barnes inquired where he could find paintings by Negro artists. The docent responded, "Your people don't express themselves that way." Poetic justice prevailed 23 years later in 1979 when Barnes returned to the museum for a solo exhibition hosted by North Carolina Governor James Hunt. In 1990, Barnes was awarded an honorary doctorate of fine arts by North Carolina Central University. In 1993, Barnes was selected to the Black College Football 100th Year All-Time Team by the Sheridan Broadcasting Network. In 1999, Barnes was bestowed the University Award, the highest honor by the University of North Carolina Board of Governors. In December 1959, Barnes was drafted in the 10th round by the then world champion Baltimore Colts. He was originally selected in the 8th round by the Washington Redskins, who renounced the pick minutes after discovering he was a Negro. Barnes credits his college art instructor, Ed Wilson, for laying the foundation for his development as an artist. Wilson was a sculptor who instructed Barnes to paint from his own life experiences. He made me conscious of the fact that the artist who is useful to America is one who studies his own life and records it through the medium of art, manners, and customs of his own experiences. Barnes's first painting sale was in 1959 for $90 to Boston Celtics Sam Jones for a painting called Slow Dance. It was subsequently lost in a fire at Jones's home. Critics have defined Barnes's work as neo-mannerist based on his signature use of serpentine lines, elongation of the human figure, clarity of line, unusual spatial relationships, painted frames, and distinctive color palettes. Art critic Frank Getlin credited Barnes as the founder of the neo-mannerism movement because of the similarity of technique and composition prevalent during the 16th century as practiced by such masters as Michelangelo and Raphael. Numerous artists have been influenced by Barnes's art and unique style. Accordingly, several copyright infringement lawsuits have been settled and are currently pending. Ernie Barnes framed his paintings with distressed wood in homage to his father. In his 1995 autobiography, artist Ernie Barnes wrote of his father, "With so little education, he had worked so hard for us. His legacy to me was his effort, and that was plenty. He knew absolutely nothing about art." Barnes died on April 27, 2009, at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, California, from blood cancer. He was cremated and his ashes were scattered in Durham, North Carolina, near the site of where his family home once stood, and at the beach in Carmel, California, one of his favorite cities. You can see some of Ernie Barnes's exhibitions at the High Museum of Art in Atlanta, the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art in California, the Mint Museum in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Baltimore Museum of Art in Maryland, the BYU Museum of Art in Provo, Utah, the NCCU Art Museum in Durham, North Carolina, the North Carolina Museum of Art in Raleigh, the North Carolina Museum of History in Raleigh, and the California African American Museum in Los Angeles. So, hey, go give it a look. You can also Google some of these pieces. A lot of the stuff you may recognize, some of the stuff it may be your first time seeing. I'm a huge fan of his art style. I especially love his The Beauty of the Ghetto exhibition. Very, very cool. Yeah. Shout outs to Ernie Barnes Jr. We speak your name and your legacy will forever live on. If I look tired, it's because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, but I got to get this done. So we are now moving on to the Tell It to Top portion of the show. This is the portion where strangers on the internet just tell me all of their business. So let's get started. Okay, so my aunt's 46 and I'm currently 33. So when my aunt was younger in her early 20s, maybe late teens, there was this guy that was her age that was really handsome and he used to go to the same church. And apparently my aunts all had a crush on him, but he never paid attention to any one of them. So fast forward to now. He started talking to me friendly because I found him on Facebook, but he looks very good for his age. My aunt, not so much. Oh, that is not nice. Anyways, long story short, I started talking to him. Things got a little extra flirty. We're still talking. I had informed my mother. I had informed my mother. That's where the mistake is. I don't know why I told her. Rumor got out. Oh, messy family. Why my aunt, who he never liked any of Why my aunt, who he never liked any of them, friended him and recently started liking his shit. Uh-uh. I'm like, huh? So I don't know if to be annoyed or just let it be. He did tell me she messaged him hi, and he said, I can show you. And I said, no thanks. Okay, so how old were you again? You're 33. I'm also 33, and you're dating this older guy. I'm assuming he's around your aunt's age. Your aunt is 46. So we'll say you're dating a guy in his mid to late 40s. Um, your aunts all used to like him. He ain't want them, but he wants you. And now the aunt is trying to get back in contact with him. Hmm. There's no way I can dress this up. This is exactly what it looks like. You and your aunt are going to get into it over this man. So it comes down to what you want to do. Now, you didn't mention anything sexual with this man yet, but I feel like you guys are going to get there. And are you going to let a piece of late 40-year-old dick get in the way of you and your family? You want to let some old man strain the relationship between you and your aunties? And the thing is, like, since you know that the aunt is actively pursuing him still, knowing that he's talking to you, she clearly don't fuck with you like that. And she will absolutely throw you under the bus for a man. So even if you decide to like end things with him, she's still going to pursue him. Will he be receptive? Probably not. But she chose the man over you, and the man don't even want her. So I think you should just stick with the man. It's going to be a tough situation regardless. Somebody's going to be uncomfortable. Make sure it's not you. So, keep me updated. Let me know how this goes. Let me know if things escalate. They probably will. Are you going to like be bringing him around the family? Because if y'all really do like start taking each other seriously, at some point he has to come around. What is Thanksgiving going to be like? What's Christmas going to be like? Does your aunt cook? Do not let him eat any of her food. Not because she's going to try to poison him. She's going to try to steal him from you using her good cooking. Assuming she's a good cook. I don't know. But she may make a mean pot roast. Do not let him try that pot roast. Don't let her just come up to your house randomly. because she cooked on Sunday and she just wanted to bring you a plate. That plate is not for you. That plate is for him. Do not let her talk to him privately. Any conversations that are had with him, you need to be present. This is just what it is now. Good luck. We're going to do one more Tell It to Ty submission. I have a friend who I've known for about 5 to 6 years now. She is very beautiful, even models, but her kryptonite is painful looking white men, and over the years it's gotten worse. What do you mean by painful looking? Like ugly? Okay. The past year and some change, she's dated a known Trump supporter, even asked us as a friend group, would we do that? We've all said no because what? After the election, she revealed to us that she told him not to vote in the election because she was afraid he would have voted for Trump. However, the gag of it all is that online, however, the gag of it all is that online she's very pro-black and has even cut off friends for Zionism or perceived anti-blackness, but actively was sleeping with the Trump supporter. During the Super Bowl, she went as far as talking shit about Patrick Mahomes being a coon, as if she wasn't just doing the same shit. Listen, the heart wants what the heart wants. If this is what your friend is into, it ain't nothing you can do. Okay. I guess you just wanted to vent about your friend. Like, how many other people are in this friend group? If it's like more than just you, y'all might have to make a separate group chat without her for the sake of talking about her. And I normally don't condone talking about friends behind their backs, but it looks like she's going in a different direction. Her and her Trump supporter. I don't really have no advice for you. I guess just keep an eye out for her. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's going through something. Maybe this is just who she's always been. I don't know. You grow older when you learn who your friends are. Hmm. There's like no question or anything in here, so there's nothing for me to answer. You're not asking for advice. You just wanted to go spill a little bit of tea, and I appreciate you. Just make sure you clean up your mess on your way out. So yeah, that's it for the Tell It to Ty segment. So yeah, everybody, looks like this episode has run its course. We have reached our end. Um, do I have any final thoughts, my Jerry Springer's final thoughts? I don't. I don't have any final thoughts. I'm sorry. I'm tired. And I have to edit this. Look at my eyes. Oh my God. Uh, my final thoughts are to maybe like make schedules, commit to like a timeline, stop putting things off and wait until the last minute, so you're not up at 3:11 a.m. recording a podcast on a Thursday night / Friday morning, knowing you got to go to work in the morning. So that means I still got to edit this stuff, upload it, and oh my goodness. Uh, I wish I could give y'all a better ending, but this is what you get. You know what? Blame the scapegoats. All right, scapegoat, you're getting blamed for stuff. You're getting thrown under the bus. Y'all signed up for this. The reason why this podcast is so late is because of the scapegoats. The reason why I don't have a proper ending is because the scapegoats didn't make one for you. So yeah, that's it. See you next week.